today with a decluttering video. I started to do these and then I fell off the wagon, so I'm gonna do a decluttering of my primers. I have this little thing that I put in this closet back here, and I got it at TJ Maxx. I'm gonna show it to you. Look at how crazy this is. These two are primers. The next video I'll do is BB creams and CC creams, which are up here, but these are full of primers. And this is just like a filing rack thing. Like I said, I got it at TJ Maxx a while ago, but it's perfect for sticking on a shelf and putting all your primers and stuff in. So, or foundations. I used to have foundations in it. So I'm gonna just kind of go through and we're gonna go through these primers, see what I'm gonna keep, see what I'm gonna get rid of, and let's just start. Okay, I'm gonna start from this middle section, I think. So the first is this Master Prime by Face Studios primer, the Blur and Illuminate. I like this one okay. I don't have a ton of drugstore primer, so I'm going to keep this because I want to start doing more full drugstore foundation routines or eye looks and stuff. So I don't do a ton of drugstore videos on my channel, so I definitely want to keep this as a drugstore primer because I do like it. It's not the best primer out there, but it is good for drugstore, so I'm gonna keep that. The next is this Clarins Beauty Flash Balm, brightens and tightens, and I got this because Flower Bomb 31, Natalie talked about it, and I've really only used it once, so I need to give it a little bit more love and see how it works. So I'm gonna keep that just because it's really expensive and I have not used it enough. So it says it gives your skin radiance in a flash, smooth it thinly over face, neck, and décolleté. Do not rub in. Apply makeup immediately. Energizes and soothes when used as a facial mask. Leave on for 10 to 15 minutes. So it could be as a face mask or a primer. So I need to try that. Okay, moving on. NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. I am keeping this because I love this primer. It is so good. It's very similar to the Hourglass primer, and I love the Hourglass one, and so this is a lot less expensive. It doesn't give as much of a white cast as the Hourglass one does, but I do like this, and this is a new one that I got, so I am gonna keep that. Okay, I have some of these Nyx Cc Creams, which I guess technically should go in the BB cream section, but I'm gonna use them in here because I would think you would use these more for priming your skin. So I have it in the color correcting, the yellow, which evens discoloration, the purple one brightens, and the green one neutralizes the appearance of redness. Honestly, I've never used these. I don't have a ton of redness in my skin, and I don't have a lot of weird discoloration. My skin overall is pretty even, so I'm going to set these aside to give away because I never use them, and I have other primers that I really love, so I'm gonna set those aside. The Dior Glow Maximizer Light Boosting Primer, I'm going to keep this. This is a very, 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 very glowy primer, so this will definitely work better for me in the winter time, so I'm excited to use this in the winter, and it is expensive, so I am going to keep that. I have the Guerlain Meteorites Pearl, another fantastic primer. Expensive, it's a light diffusing primer. I really like this, so I'm going to keep that, but I definitely need to use it. I have some of these really nice high-end primers that I just don't use often enough because I'm they're expensive, I don't want to use them, but they're expensive, so why not use them so they don't go bad? Okay, next is this NYX Q10 Renew Skin Elixir Primer. This is also new to me. I haven't even used it yet. It's a skin serum and primer. So I'm going to keep this and set this with my drugstore selection so I can have some drugstore primers to choose from. The next is the Coverfx Anti-Aging Primer. This is one of my favorite primers. I have already gone through one, so this is my second one, and I really, really love it. So I'm gonna keep that. And it's a silicone-based primer, but it feels so good on the skin, so I really like that one. I'm gonna keep it. I have a NYX Hd Studio Primer. I've never really used this, and out of the NYX primers, I really like the Angel Veil, so I think I'm going to pass the HD one along just because I love the Angel Veil one, and I'm already keeping a Q10, so I'm going to pass that one along. This is the Mirabella Prime for face. I've never used this. I'm just going to pass it on because I have other primers that I think I like better, and I've just never used it, so I'll see if I have somebody who would enjoy that. I have a small little Toothpaste Prime and Poreless. I will keep this. It's a great travel one, and also it's for pore filling. So this is kind of one that I only use in the center of my face, especially around this area. So I will keep that little baby. This is the Tea Tree Balance Skin Elixir, and this is a skin serum and primer with tea tree in it. So I'm going to pass this one on as well to maybe one of my friends who maybe have a little bit more problems with acne. I think this would be really good for them, so I'm going to pass that along. Here's another Coverfx primer that I really like. This one is the SPF 30 Protection Primer. Another fantastic one. I'm going to keep that. I really love the Coverfx primers. This is the Pore Professional from Benefit. I'm going to keep that. It's another great pore filling product for your pores. This is a Rouge Bunny Rouge Aqua Primer Prelude in the Clouds. I have never used this because I used to have really oily skin. In the winter, I'm going to want something a little bit more hydrating. So I'm going to keep this and try it out because I think I've maybe only used it once or twice. So I'm going to keep that and see how that works with my skin in the winter time. Next, I have this big Mally primer, and I did depot some of it. I don't know how I feel about this one. I've had it for so long. I'm going to actually toss it because it smells kind of funny. I've had this for probably 4 years. I got it when I first started YouTube. So I'm gonna actually toss this because it does smell a little bit funky. So that's gonna go in the garbage. I didn't really love it. You can tell it's a ton of primer and I just didn't really use it at all. Okay, I have a bunch of these YSL Blur Miracle, no, they're not called Miracle Blur. Touche Éclat Blur primers. I'm gonna keep all of these. There was a coupon code on Sephora. It was the coupon code TRENDS, and this was like the option. So I was just putting like $25 orders in so I could redeem these coupon codes. Actually, I have 4 of these, and I really like this primer. It's got little gold flecks in it, but they don't really translate. You see them on your skin, but once your primer goes on, you don't even see them. So I have 4 of these. I'm keeping them. They're perfect for travel, and I just really like it. Okay, here's an e.l.f. moisture stick. I bought this because Emily Noel talked about it for, you know, your under eye area when it gets dry and cakey, but honestly, I never use it. I think I had good intentions of using it at one point, and then I never did. So I'm gonna pass that along. I bought 2 of them. This is one that I don't even think I've ever used, so I'm going to pass that along. This is the NYX Honey Do Me Up primer, and it's their honey with gold flakes and collagen. I haven't even used this yet. I thought it was gonna be similar to this YSL one, which it might, although this is definitely a more like a gel, like gooey consistency, where this one feels like silicone-y. But I want to keep it because I want to try it out and see how it performs with that one, if it's pore filling and whatnot. So I'm going to keep that. This is the Bourgeois bronzing primer. I got this a few years ago actually when I was in Europe, so that was 2013 I think. So I've had these for a while. They smell fine. They smell like chocolate. Yeah, it's a bronzing primer, so when you put it on, it definitely gives a bronze to your face. This one's never been opened, so I'm gonna pass that along. I will keep this one, and if I don't use it anymore this summer, I'm gonna toss it. I've used it once or twice. It has, what does it say? Tinted smoothing primer. So it does smooth, it fills in your pores, and it leaves a little bit of a bronzy finish. So we'll see if I use that. If I don't, I'll toss it in a little bit. Okay, NYX Pore Filler. So I already have the Pore Professional, so I'm gonna get rid of this NYX Pore Filler just because I already have one and I don't need 2. This is the Shine Killer from NYX. I will keep this one because I find that it doesn't get pilly on me. So I will keep the NYX Shine Killer, but these mattifying primers I'm gonna get rid of. This is the Lorac Pore Perfection Mattifying Face Primer, the Becca Ever Matte Primer, and the Boots No. 7 Matte Primer. They're just too matte on me. Nowadays, I used to be super oily, but they're just too matte, and they really, one, they dry out my skin because I'm not that oily anymore, and they get pilly on me when I go to apply my foundation. So I'm gonna get rid of these 3 matte primers. Okay, the Nars Pro Prime. I like this. This is a newer product. I bought it a few months ago. I do really like it, so I'm gonna keep that one. The Neutrogena Shine Control Primer with Rice Protein Complex. I actually really like this for a drugstore mattifying primer. It doesn't get pilly on me. It doesn't dry out my skin. My foundation applies nicely over it, so I will keep that one. This is the Expert Instant Matte from Boots No. 7. I never use it. I'm just gonna toss that one. It's like a liquidy one, and I don't know. I'm not crazy about it, so I'll pass that baby along. I have a bunch of these Makeup Forever Step 1 in the hydrating base. I'm going to keep these. I really like the smoothing primer. This one's the hydrating one. I don't like the mattifying one. It's too matte and it gets weird with my foundation. But I have 4 of the hydrating ones. I'm gonna keep them all because I like them. And really you go through them pretty quick because they're not completely full. I also have a Coverfx Illuminating Primer. I'm gonna keep that. It's just a little baby one, and I really like the Coverfx primers a lot. This is a Kors Anti-Aging Primer. I will keep this one. I really liked it. And it's just a small little travel size, which works really nice for going on vacation and not having to take, you know, some big honking thing like this. I have a Kat Von D Lock-It Primer. I really like this one as well. It's very light on the skin, but it keeps your makeup in place, so I will keep that one. All right, so the next is this Vitamin Day Primer from the makeup store. I'm gonna keep this. I really like it. I got it when I was in Europe, and I just really like it, so I'm gonna keep that one. This is the MAC Matte Gel. I'm keeping this. I love this for the T-zone. It doesn't dry my skin out, so I'm gonna keep that one. Then this is the Hourglass Veil. This is one of my favorite primers ever. It's a small deluxe size sample. I'm keeping that. This is a small little Stay Flawless primer. I'm gonna pass this one along because I don't like it. I don't even know if I've ever used this. I had to get rid of a big one because it was like moldy or something. Some of you said it was mold that was on it. So I'm gonna pass this one along because I just never use it. I have a small little Meteorites Pearl, which I'm gonna keep because again, great for traveling. And I put all my little travel ones in this little thing I got from Target for Valentine's Day a few years ago. Here's a sample of the Becca Ever Matte Primer. I'm going to toss that or give it away. I also have a mattifying primer from Korres, the Pomegranate Face Primer. I'm going to keep this. It says mattifying, pore minimizing, and skin perfecting. I've never used this one, so I'm going to try it. If it does the same thing as those other mattifying primers, I will pass that along. The Lancome La Base Pro, one of my favorite primers of all time. I will keep that. I'm keeping the small little Pore Professional. I have this original skin primer in Genesis. This is from Rouge by Rouge. It's a sample. I'll keep that one. And then I have a couple of these Smashbox. Here's a Photo Finish Light. I will keep that. And then their hydrating one. I'll keep that one as well. And the ones that I have sitting up on my desk here, I have the Dior Multi-Perfection Makeup Skin Base is what I'm using right now. So I'm going to keep that one. I also have the Sephora Beauty Amplifier. This is a Pore Perfecting Primer Mist. I'm testing this out, so I'm keeping that. And I have, what is this one? The Smashbox Photo Finish Water, which I love, and I'm keeping that. The Smashbox Photo Matte Anti-Shine, I'm keeping that. I just set that in my T-zone if I'm particularly oily. I have a Makeup Forever Smoothing Base. I really like that one, so I'm keeping that one. And then I really love the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer, so I'm keeping that. So those are all of the primers I have. I actually got rid of a lot. I got rid of, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's pretty dang good. 14 primers I got rid of. So this was the primer selection. Let me know if you've tried any, oh actually 14, 15. So I would love to know what some of your favorite primers are. If any of these are your favorites, if they don't work for you, if they do work for you, just kind of your thoughts on the primer world. I'm obviously like a primer hoarder and don't need any primers for a very, very long time. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this declutter video. Stay tuned, I have a bunch more coming up, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!